What's going on, guys? Back again with another video. If you can't already tell by the title of this video, as you see, I got three mice in front of me. Now with this, I've been looking for, I play games all the time when I'm PC games, and one big thing with me is peripherals. What is comfortable for me. I always found that the type of style you have, you're either a palm grip or you are a claw grip. And what I have right here are two types. This one right here is more of a palm grip. This one, palm grip, and this one more of a claw. Kind of got to get up on it. So, and the only reason for that is just the different types in the mice. Now, this mainly, I was thinking about making this video more of just like the difference between the Model O and the Model D. But then I started thinking about this and was like, a lot of people, there's tons of videos out there with describing the difference between these two. But what about something else that's also the top mouse you can buy? So this one is not the wired. This is the wireless one. This has been my main mouse that I've been using since I did my new setup. And it's been wonderful. And this is not, you can't buy it like this. This is actually a Mighty Skin. If you guys haven't seen that, I'll put a little card right up here for you guys to take a look at that. But putting that on there, it really helped the mouse. It kind of made it feel a little bit better. But I've been looking for something that's more lightweight and just a little bit faster. So I went ahead and I finally did the plunge on the Model O. But then one thing I didn't like about it is the fact that with my 502, the buttons, if you can see those ones right there, these buttons, the front and back buttons, are right where my thumb goes. So I really like that the way I hold the mouse, it's literally just right there for me. And on the Model O, it's a little different. So I kind of have to go, see if you can see that. And this is one thing that they don't ever really show in these type of reviews when you're talking about mice and where your thumb's at. So right there, I kind of got to reach up to hit that second button. And I kind of have to let go. And I don't have big hands, but I also don't have small hands. That's where the Model D comes in. It feels like the G502, but the buttons are right there. There's the top one, there's the bottom one. Real satisfying clicks, so I like those. Good clicks. And the same thing is on the Model O. But the Model O, if you can't tell on the side, the Model D and Model O are definitely two different sizes. The Model D is a little bit bigger when it comes to the thickness of it. But as you can see on the box, the difference in weight, you ain't gonna really feel that. Now, the G502, its weight is 114 grams. Now, if you have the cable plugged in or weights that you have, I have 0 weights in this one, you can add an additional 16 grams. So definitely the weight of this one with everything, definitely gonna be way more than these. It's like playing with this one. I've got to play with all of these, obviously, but playing with this one and this one compared to this, I feel like I'm gonna drop it and it's gonna break. But it is very sturdy. I do love it. It feels great. So let's talk about some of the other subtle differences that these three mice that are just different from each other. This one, let's go with the Model D first. This right here, I feel if you are used a Logitech 703, the 903, or even the 502, well, actually not even 903, take the 903 back. The 502 or the 703, those ones are going to feel, you're going to love the Model D. If you're looking for something lightweight, great RGB, and just slides effortlessly, you're going to love that. If you like the 903, or I think it's the G Pro, you're going to like the Model O. Those would be the ones that I would compare them to. And nothing in these, obviously these all different cost. Well, except for these two. These two shipped are $64. This one, the 502 wireless. If you're not looking for wireless, you're looking for wired, it's going to be about $40. Sometimes you can find them on a deal. I actually have the wired version. I think I have it a box somewhere. Anyways, the wired version, I think I got that one for $35 at Best Buy. They're having a sale. Anyways, you can find that one cheap. And the difference of weight on that one, you can still, it'd probably be the same amount of weight. It's just adding in the addition because now you're having the cord as well as you can put in the weights. The cord, I wouldn't say ways anymore for it, but who knows. Anyways, let's get back to it. For customization, the RGB for the Glorious mice, they're absolutely stunning. I mean, if you guys have seen videos on these, the RGB that lights up on these is absolutely great. And I'll show you guys what they look like and the differences. The only thing, me putting the skin on, you can't see it anymore, but the only thing I'm able to see are the 3 lights that are right here that show up. And those will be your DPI settings. And then there's a G logo that's under this skin that lights up. That's the only thing that lights up on the 502 mouse. And that's also the only thing that lights up on the wired version as well. On, the Model D, just the same as Model O. This all lights up RGB, and then the whole mouse itself inside, it just illuminates. It looks absolutely wonderful. One other thing is the customization on these. These two are the matte whites. Now they have a gloss white, a matte black, and a gloss black, and even have a pink version of the Model O. So, forgot to mention, Model O also has a smaller Model O. It's a little bit smaller. It's a little bit less, obviously, in weight, but it also comes in those colors as well. So you can check that out. And I will put a link to everything that I have right here in the description below if you guys want to check that out. So when I'm coming to gaming-wise, am I seeing any difference in response time with any of these? Absolutely not. Or at least I couldn't feel it. It all comes down to whether or not you like it and the comfortability that you have with each one of these mouse or mice. Yeah. But, I mean, obviously this whole video is all about opinion, but if you like it, I mean, like I said, I am going to plug it in so you guys can see the RGB on this. Like I said, this one, there's millions of videos out there for the 502, and like I said, the only thing that lights up is the G and your little tiny DPI settings that are right there. Not much going on there. It does what it needs to do. For all intents and purposes, it is a mouse. But one major thing that I found, I'll go ahead and turn these over, is the glides. The glides on both the Model O and the Model D are phenomenal. They're also, you can replace them and get different sliders so that way it feels pretty good. I have a extra large Glorious mouse pad on my desk right now just because I started feeling like the one in the power pad, it started to wear down pretty quick. I think that's a flaw within Logitech, or maybe I just got a bad one, but I'm using the soft cloth one instead of the hard. And just the sliders that are on the G502 or the Logitech mice are not as slippery, or I guess you would say slide. They don't glide as well as the ones on the Glorious mouse. And that makes all the difference. I mean, you can kind of hear the difference. It's more of a rubbery type. Instead of this, it's like a slide. I don't know, it's just something with the type of slick pads. And I'm pretty sure they have some custom ones out there that you can replace those with. But again, this right here is the type of mouse that you're looking for. If you're looking to up your game and you really are looking for a really decent mouse out there to, go with all your peripherals, not only for its aesthetics, but also comfortability. If you're gaming, obviously I edit these videos. I wanted something that was going to feel comfortable and not, put out some heat. Like I said, this one was. I do like the fact that on the 502, I do get this thumb rest, and that kind of helps. I do like that. The Model O, you don't get any of that, so it's kind of narrow. But I am, with the Model D, you kind of get that. It's kind of a little thicker, so you get that, that thickness to it. Plus, like I said, the buttons are right there, so I feel like that's going to be more my style. But only time will tell which one will be my new, just switch them out depending on how I feel. Or just use both of them, one of the Glorious mice and then the 502. But still, I love each one of these, and these will, go to one individual that really likes that type of feel of mouse. But the big thing is it's to each his own. I guess that's what I'm trying to get. So let's go ahead, plug in the Glorious mouse, and I'll go ahead and show you that RGB. So stay tuned. All right, guys. So we've got the PC all booted, and we got the Model D plugged in. Out of all three of the mice that you just saw, I do find that I am liking the Model D the best, just because of, like I said, the hand placement, how I actually utilize the mouse, and the button placement. So I find that this one to feel good. But at the same time, I think I might be switching between this one and my 502. But if you want to see the RGB, as you can see right here, It lights up on the side of the mouse, right there. And then it also has a nice little glow up top. And the same is on the right hand side as well. And then the wheel, it glows. And then this right here is for your DPI you can change. But just the overall weight of the mouse as well as the breathability I find to be really nice. And these buttons, like I said, they actually feel really good. So one other thing that I forgot to mention was each one of these mice, they come with software. And the software that each one of these has, they're actually, well, you got the Model D has their own, as well as the Model O has its own, and then obviously the Logitech suite. The Logitech suite, it's pretty good. It does a lot of other things that Logitech has, such as their keyboards, their headset, their external speakers, things like that. But when you come to the Model O and the Model D, they have their own software for each one of their mouse. So it's still the glorious platform, but it's going to be, you're going to need to download the one, whichever one you pick, either the Model O or the Model D. The Model D doesn't work for the O and vice versa. So just to take a look at what it looks like right here. Here is the one, as you can see down here, it does say Model D. This is where you can actually change your profiles, change your lighting if you want. Right now it's on glorious lighting, so I can go in and click this. As you see, it's on glorious mode. You can change all these to anything you want that you have on there, and it looks good, or you can even turn it off. So turn it off. As you see, there they are, they're off. And turning it back on, I just leave it on glorious mode. It looks good, so minimize this stuff. So then you go ahead and you bring up your DPI. This is where you change your DPI settings. And like I said, this button right here is what changes it. As you can see, I'm on number 3 right now. Pushing it again, number 4. There you go. And it keeps going. And you can keep them going all the way up. As you see, it's 10,000 DPI. You just check the box in each one of these. Every time you click it, it'll go. So I never play above 3200, so find that that's good. So sweet spots with this, it's great. And you can adjust your X and Y independent right here, depending on how you want it. So other things you have right here, you can assign your buttons. Obviously you see right here, tells you which buttons they are. One other big thing is you can set profiles. But you know, it's pretty simplistic. Once you push apply, everything's done. But unlike the Logitech software, where there's not much you can change on the 502 other than, you know, the colors and, you know, how bright it is. It does what it needs to do, and it's a phenomenal gaming mouse. And, you know, for all intents and purposes, I'm pretty sure if it had more RGB features, it would have more things like this. But you can still do your DPI stuff on the Logitech suite, as well as your mouse pull rate, all that stuff. And it's because that's the wireless mouse, and if you pair the wireless mouse with the PowerPlay mat from Logitech as well, it tells you you're charging, you know, how much you have left on your charge, and that it's going to start charging while you're playing. And with that mouse, in order for it to charge on the PowerPlay, you have to be moving it around. But anyways, well, there you go, guys. So there is a comparison between the Model D, the Model O, and the G502 wireless. It is going to be the same for your G502. I have a G502 wired downstairs. That's what my son uses. He loves that mouse. He really wants to use that one, but I'm not going to let him. He might get to use it. But difference is, it's to each his own, whatever you prefer. Like I showed you in the beginning of the video, it all depends on what type of style you are. Again, I really love the way that the 502 feels. I feel like this is the best mouse I've ever used just for comfortability and how I play. When it comes to the thumb rest, you know, the way that the fingers are actually concaved in for you to be able to click. The side buttons are wonderful. The Model D, the same. I know I lose the thumb rest, but it feels the exact same when it comes to the concaveness of the buttons. The natural clicks feel great. The buttons on the side feel phenomenal. They're big enough to not miss. I know what I'm hitting. And then you got the Model O. The Model O is just a little bit smaller, so my hand kind of like sits back on it right here. And, you know, they're not as clickable. I guess you say where you kind of like got to reach up. But again, this I feel is more of a claw type of rest if you're looking at it. That way you can hit the front button right up top as well as the back button. So those right there, they're a little bit further up than they are on the Model D, as you can see right there. And I'll go ahead and put them side by side. So there's that. And with the 502, they're definitely a bigger size. So 502 definitely stands taller than all 3 of these mice. So, or all the other 2 of the mice. But yeah, hey, if you guys like this video, want me to do some more reviews on things like this, I'd be more than happy. I did do that review on this Rocat keyboard. I'm still loving it. It is still my main. I absolutely love this. I'm probably going to do a review on, just do one with the different keyboards for people to use. I'm all about peripherals right now. But hey, if you guys like this video, I appreciate it if you hit that thumbs up button. If you're just stopping by, we're on our way to 5K. I appreciate all the love and support I got so far from you guys. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And as always, I'm Hyper for Tech. And until next time.